What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a brand new video. Now today's video is quite simple and straightforward. Now I made a post a couple of days ago about what you guys would like to know in terms of the I30N. So today I'll be answering all those questions one by one, literally. So let's jump right into it. So first question comes from Excellent, and the question is, everything there is to know, make it happen. Now with that question, recently made a full in-depth review on the car. Link down in the description below, or it'll pop up on screen right now. Check out that video to know everything about this car. Second question comes from Brian5037. Is the interior premium enough, or does it feel like a cheaper car inside? Here's how I'd sum up the interior. Now the interior is very analog, but the build quality is quite good. You do have some soft touch, like on the top of the door cards, on the dashboard, front fascia, but the lower area do have some plastic. Now the interior overall doesn't feel quite as modern as, say, a Golf 8 with its digital cockpits and all of that, but it's quite satisfying and it is good enough. There are some really lovely materials like the Alcantara seats, which also have some leather. So it's good enough, not necessarily better than rivals. Third question comes from the previous person, Brian5037. How loud is it really driving in town and on cold start? So here's a clip of the cold start. So guys, this is a cold start on the Hyundai I30N. So one thing I've noticed is, regardless of what mode you're in, the exhaust seems to always have the same level of volume. The only difference that the sportier modes make is that they add the crackles when you're driving, when you're downshifting, so it adds the burbles on the overrun and stuff. But here's the cold start. So it starts off a bit quiet, but there is a moment where the volume goes up. So I hope it will do the same thing. Let's just wait. So there's a moment where it's as if like there are valves that open up. So let's give it a moment. Did you hear that? So it always does that. And remember, it's in its normal setting. It's not in the sport mode or N mode. So this is how loud it is on cold start. So very loud, if you ask me, especially compared to a lot of the VW Audi group cars, more especially GTIs. So this is a lot louder. In terms of driving in town, now I've noticed that the car always has the same volume regardless of what driving mode you're in. But when you go into the sportier settings, it adds some pops and bangs, crackles and burbles through the overrun. But overall, it's still the same volume regardless of any mode you're in. But it's relatively quiet and there's minimal road noise, and you don't get any rattles and stuff like that. Now I'll quickly close the windows. So when driving in town, it's fine. It's not intrusive, it's not obnoxious, but you can always hear the exhaust. That's how I'll sum it up. But with that being said, in case maybe you also meant performance wise how it sounds, here's how it sounds while you're driving inside with the windows closed. Downshift into first gear. Here's how it sounds with the windows rolled down. Now do forgive the wind noise. That's how it sounds with the windows rolled down. Actually, here's a clip from the outside, the car rolling. Okay, so next question comes from, I'm sorry if I butcher your name, Raymond. I'm not sure if it's Raymond Budise or Raymond Budise. I'm so sorry if I butchered it. The question is, can it be used as a daily car? And the simple answer is yes. It's not obnoxious, it's not intrusive, and it's comfortable enough. It has adaptive dampers, so in normal mode or eco mode, the dampers are quite soft, although it's slightly more hard edged compared to something like a Golf GTI. So over bumps you can notice that this suspension is stiffer, but it's quite bearable. Okay, the next question comes from Gavaza Mwabelo. The fun factor, like the driving side of things. So basically, is it fun? Simple answer is very fun. Just gonna close the windows and open the sunroof. It's very predictable and it's way more aggressive than something like a standard Golf 7 or Golf 8 GTI. Maybe when we're talking TCR, that's when I can say, yeah, the level gets challenging, but it handles quite great. You can burst out of corners. Gearbox is very responsive. So long story short, it's very fun. So next question. It's a super cool car, but I want to know how it sounds. I mean, its sound system, since there's no optional extra to upgrade it. Okay, so sound system. I'll try to play. I can't play copyrighted music, so unfortunately I can't play copyrighted music. So I close the windows. Let me just fast forward the song. Okay, see, so here's how I would break down the sound system. Oh no. Here's how I would break down the sound system. It's no Harman Kardon, it's no Burmeister, it's no Bang & Olufsen, all those premium sound systems, but it's satisfying. It's quite bassy, but when you have the volume too high, it can distort depending on which song you're listening to. Some songs are really loud and they flow with how the sound is set up. Some songs do distort, but in summary, the sound system is satisfying. It's good enough. So next question, how bad is the fuel economy? How much can you drive urban driving off a full tank? So fuel consumption, especially compared to VW Audi Group cars, it's atrocious. When you have it in the sporty settings, your N mode, sport, when you're pushing it, a full tank shouldn't last a day even. So it does consume. I think the average rating is 8.9 liters per 100 kilometers. The lowest number I saw was actually today. I got 8.2. So I think it's possible to get down into the sevens. But I was driving on the highway doing about 100 kilometers an hour, so it can dip down maybe into the 7.5 thereabout. But once you start pushing it, it obviously consumes a lot of fuel, and it's not as efficient as some of the VW Audi Group cars like I mentioned. So it has a 50-liter fuel tank. Full tank is about 1,200 rands, so that's where I'll leave it at. So a full tank gets you about 550 kilos range, in terms of range. So that's where I'll leave it at. So next question is similar to one we've answered, and that is daily driver aspects in real life situations. So I think I'll skip this one. Next one, how is it comparable to Golf 8 interior exterior premium feel? How fuel efficient it is? I think that we also answered. And the next one, the exhaust, how loud is it? I think we already answered that one. Regardless of the brand. Okay, by the way, this is the next question. Coming from Wendy Singo. 2161. I'm sorry, I didn't mention some of the names, but the question is, regardless of the brand, does it make financial sense? It all depends on you and what you're looking for. But one thing I'll mention, this car offers great value for money. I'll use the Golf GTI as the reference point. Now, the current Mark 8 generation Golf GTI retails around 760,000 rands. This car retails around 770,000 rands, so an extra 10,000 rands retail. But remember, on the Golf 8 GTI, that's a base car before you choose or you add options, your sunroofs, bigger rims, infotainment screens, and all of that. This 770,000 rands, everything as it is, you see it. It comes as it is, basically. So that's why I would say it offers better value for money. And there is a lot that comes on this car, from safety systems, infotainment systems. I mean, it has collision detection warnings, lane keep assist, auto steering, yeah, basically a lot. So many emergency systems, and you get a lot more performance. The 206 kilowatts opposed to the Golf 8 GTI's 180 kilowatts. And it doesn't, okay, it does have some direct rivals, cars like the Megane RS, even a Golf GTI, GTI TCR. It all depends. The options are plentiful, but long story short, it does make financial sense and it offers better value for money than a lot of the rivals out there. Okay, so the rest of the questions are quite repetitive, or they're similar to the ones previously asked, and others are questions I cannot necessarily answer. So the next question from the previous one asks, top speed on the road and POV drive to see it clock the top speed. Obviously, that's something I cannot demonstrate. I don't want to go to jail. Next question, the sound system, is it good? We already answered that. And the next question doesn't really relate to this. The person asks, any car meetup this year? Yeah, there is a car meetup event December 27th in Zanin. We're going to meet up at Linyenye around 10 a.m, driving to a friend's restaurant in Polokwane, then coming back to Linyenye or Zanin area around 2 p.m. Okay, not really related, but thought I should answer that one. You can hit me up on Instagram to get further details. And then the last question asks, night driving and fuel consumption on city driving. I'll try to get some night driving content, but yeah, that's where I'll leave it at with your questions, guys, regarding the Hyundai I30N facelift. So yeah, do let me know what you think about this car. Do comment down below, and I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video. And until next time, that's cheers from me.